Hey everyone, this is Todd Cheek here, and welcome to my video tip of the week. I am, of course, the creator of the 24-hour entrepreneur website, and I want to thank you for giving me a few minutes of your time to listen to what we're going to be talking about today. And the topic we're going to be talking about is public speaking. All right, I think every entrepreneur should definitely incorporate public speaking into their business because it's a very lucrative business and industry. Alright, so we're going to be talking about 5 public speaking tips you need whenever you are in front of an audience. So let's go ahead and get things kicked off here. Alright, so if you ever want to take your business to higher levels and position yourself as the expert in your field, you have to consider the public speaking arena as a method in which to accomplish that. Not only will this give you an incredible amount of credibility, attract more leads to funnel into your business, it can also be another source of income for your business as well. I know people that are making thousands of dollars just on public speaking alone. All right, they have their business, but hey, they give their time also to speak about something that they already do, about what they do, their expertise. And if 2 hours can make you $5,000, then beautiful. But here's the problem. As they say, most people would rather swim in a pool of sharks than stand in front of a crowd of people to give a speech. Now, I remember once giving a speech and the PowerPoint projector experienced some technical problems. As the host came to try to prepare the projector, I was left there to improvise and entertain an audience that I didn't know. And I didn't know who they were also. Okay, they didn't know me and I didn't know them. It took about 5 minutes to get the machine up and running, but those 5 minutes, of course, felt like hours. On a scale from 1 to 10, I give myself an 8 for handling the situation. And the reason I won't give myself a 10 is because I am my harshest critic. Now, hopefully you will never have to experience technical problems when you decide to take your business on the road, but chances are you will. Now, bottom line, now, I didn't mean to take you off track with that story, but I want you to know that blank happens, all right? And it's part of the process, and you will get better with each occurrence, good or bad. Now, this article is about handling those fears of public speaking, and what I'm going to do is lay out some tips to help you deal with those fears as you become that 24-hour entrepreneur. So, tip number 1, everyone, is know your material. All right, know your material. Nothing will have you looking like an amateur as much as being ill-prepared for your speech. If you're not prepared, it will show in your voice and your posture, and you will lose your audience. Alright, so remember that you will lose your audience. So this is key. Study to show thyself approved. Know your material, okay? Now, tip number 2, practice your speech. Practice it in front of your family, or even in front of yourself. Sell it to yourself first. Now, don't practice it to the point where it's rigid, but practice it to the point where you know what to say. All right, you know what to say. You know what you're going to say. Now, if you know me, everyone knows that I've always been a big Prince fan, and I've always admired how easy he makes his performances look. They look so effortless. But the reason they look so effortless is because of the hours upon hours of practice he puts into it. Now, you have to understand that bottom line, you are a professional and your business rides on everything you put out. So don't step out on faith here. Practice. But now what I want to do is I want to twist this a little bit. Everyone has heard the saying perfect practice, or practice makes perfect. What I'm going to say is perfect practice makes perfect. Okay? Alright, so practice, but also practice perfectly. Tip number 3, know your audience. Know your audience. Now, don't be concerned with making some kind of grand entrance and things like that where you want to be the prima donna and hide out in the back until they make the announcement or introduce you. No, get out there. Arrive early at the location to meet and speak with your audience. Ask them about their lives. Engage. All right, as this will and can give you some material to reference while you give your speech also. Okay, so, but you want to make sure that you get their permission first. Alright, so you can just simply say, that's a great story. I would love to add that to my speech. Would you mind? Most people would say yes, especially if it's a flattering story. So engage, meet people. By meeting people and speaking with them before you begin can definitely be an icebreaker. Alright, it can definitely be an icebreaker. You have by then created rapport with them. They know you. They like you. Hopefully, okay. This is the positive energy you will need as you give your speech. Now, tip number 4, simply know who you are. This is important too, okay? Know who you are. Now, what do I mean by that? What I do mean by that, what do I mean by that? Just said that. Simply, see yourself as having the answer, being the expert. Bottom line, they're there to see you. They're there to get information from you. Okay, you hold the cookie. So come from that mindset, as this will build confidence. Come from that mindset. Tip number 5. All right, and this is not to be taken lightly here, but learn a couple of jokes. Learn a couple of jokes. Now, I don't mean, like as I said earlier, about my presentation that went wrong due to the technical errors. What saved me was how I was able to make the audience laugh. Now, I didn't do like knock-knock jokes or anything like that, but I could make fun of the situation. Do something to get the audience participation going. Anything like that. Anything within reason to alleviate the tension of the room. Now, it's true, most people in the audience simply want you to do good and will cringe and be sympathetic towards you if anything goes wrong. So, kind of like knowing that people really want you to do good kind of can, put some comfort and some ease into you, and before you go out and make your speech. So, kind of like, know that, okay? All right, so listen. Take these 5 tips and apply them to your speaking gig, and I'd love to hear some of your most embarrassing public speaking moments, okay? So definitely email me. And simply, bottom line, let's laugh all the way to the bank, all right? So listen, gang, this is Ty Cheek here, the 24-hour entrepreneur, and you can find all of these tips and more on my website, the24hourentrepreneur.com. Just click on either one of these links to the right. If they're not on the right, then click on them to your left. If they're not on the left, then click on them below and above. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find them. Listen, this is the week before Christmas. It's I think Tuesday, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, and I will be speaking with you next week. We're going to be kicking it into high gear next week as we head into 2011. So be good, and I will speak to you soon. Bye bye.